The kingdom of heaven is compared to the mustard seed. It's also compared to the yeast, and it's also compared to the what? A farmer that goes to sow a seed. In the first aspect, when you talk about a farmer that had gone to sow a seed, there is a farmer that had good seeds, and he went out to sow a seed into good soil. So when he went out to sow a good seed into good soil, he expected for it to yield a tangible result, a very good result. But out of that, the seeds he had sown, he placed it in the hands of people who are supposed to keep it, and these people slept off. So when they slept off, the enemy came and sowed other seeds, and then it had to grow weeds. So when the weeds had attached themselves to the seeds, there's no way they could separate them. That is what happens to our lives. So when we get to entangle with the evil or with the wicked things of this world, it is very hard for God to separate them from us in the initial stage. So He allows us to grow. He allows us to go through the world, have a taste of what it is, and then in the mature stage when we are really exhausted and really tired of this, He sends a group of harvesters. People have been asking and desperately praying and asking God, use me for a divine move. He anoints them and He tells them, go separate the weeds from the good seeds. But before they separate them, they have to make sure they have grown in that sense of hating whatever they've been to. So once they've learned to hate it and they tasted it, now they can be separated from the weeds and the good seeds. So after they have been separated, now they are placed in another barn in a correct, full alignment with God's will. And the weeds are placed in a place where they are burnt. The vices, the evil is placed in a place where they are burnt. So when we look at another comparison where they talk about the comparison of the mustard seed, these are people who look tiny or incapable or don't have the potential as what society terms. But God picks them out and He takes them and sows them into a good soil. These are people that later, just because of out of what the society termed as incapable, because of their faith in God, God likes to show people of how His power is tremendous beyond what we see. He grants them the grace to grow into a very big tree that covers over a wide space. And then birds come to seek for shelter and build their nests into that place. What does it mean? It means these are people that are termed to be incapable, but God gives them the grace and the faith to become the greatest. Not out of their doing, but God grants them that grace. Not out of their works or whatever, but it's out of God's grace that they become so big and they become places, coverings, anointings that are going to deliver and rescue so many, whether through business opportunities, whether through plans, whether through the ideas they develop. And then he talks about a comparison with that step where the kingdom of heaven is. These are kingdom of heavens that we're explaining. He talks about the yeast, where the yeast, a lady picks yeast and mixes it and blends it to 3 forms of flour. These 3 forms of flour is the blood. This is the Holy Spirit, God Himself, and Jesus Christ. Once that person is blended in all that, what comes out of them is the Tao. The Tao is the inner potential and the capabilities that they are capable of doing. So it comes out after they have been entangled with all these 3, and they produce a result that is far beyond what we really expect. Have you been asking yourself, like, I've been asking for the kingdom of heaven and I've not been seeing it? The kingdom of heaven is a seed that is sown. So when you receive the Spirit of God inside of you, a seed of His kingdom was placed inside of you. So you are supposed to bring that experience to the world. The world has to foretaste the kingdom of heaven that is living inside of you. It either has to be you had to come to separate the weeds from the good seeds, or you are to come to become the greatest, where people are going to receive covering, protection, ideas and blessings and opportunities from, oh, you're mixed with God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and your abilities come out to become a blessing to others. So that is what the kingdom of heaven is about. The kingdom of heaven is divided in those three comparisons. Do not get it wrong. So next time you ask yourself, what is the kingdom of heaven? Try and run back, do a reality check of what dimension of heaven am I operating in. That will help you to know if you are a harvester or you are those that are going to operate like the mustard seed, or you're going to operate like God's what? Refined yeast.